Hey there, everybody. It is I, Mr. U, and this is a technical difficulty. What is going on here? What am I seeing? Get out of the way. Yeah, Fuchi. This is the Master Maneuver. This is the time of the week where I get away from the store, I get to relax for an hour and a half, and I have a serial killer murder me because I never know what I'm doing. But that's quite all right. It's always a good time, and it's a good time to be here with my fellow heroes. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a wonderful time. I hope you guys are ready for the 4th of July holiday, which is tomorrow. I have about $1,000 worth of fireworks, and we're going to blow up the house and blow up myself. Everything is going to be fantastic. We're going to have a good time. Hamburgers, hot dogs, fireworks, and some brewskis. That's what I have in store for me tomorrow. What are you guys doing? I hope you guys have some wonderful plans. But if you don't, the one thing that you can plan on is playing some board games, which is the number 2 favorite thing that Mr. U likes to do on his time off. Number 1 being reading comic books. Number 2 playing board games, or games in general. Just games in general, because I also like video games. And sometimes I play more video games than board games. But that is irrelevant. That does not matter. So today we're going to be playing Final Girl, which is what we do every Friday. We're still in Season 2. And today we're going to be doing the Once Upon a Full Moon. That one involves the big bad wolf at Storybook Woods. It's a good time. It's a lot of fun. So let's take a look and see what all of that entails. Shall we? I think we shall. So here we have the Storybook Woods. Here we have the big bad wolf. From what I remember, I've actually never played against them before, so this is a very first time for me to be playing this episode, or this particular feature film. The big bad wolf has a very simple feature. He's pretty basic, but if we look at his, in fact, let's do it now because I know I knocked over my camera over here. If we look at his I had his killer card up over here, you'll notice that he has this text here and then this text here. The first text is if he's in tracking mode. The second text is if he's in slaying mode. He always starts the game in tracking mode because he's tracking his prey. He's a big bad wolf. He wants to find out where the people are. And so at least for the first round, his initial attack or action is not going to kill anybody off. He's simply going to be sniffing for his next meal. But that is pretty much it for the big bad wolf. There'll be a terror card or the dark power or something that's going to change him from going into tracking mode into slaying mode. And then he might go back into track mode and might go back into slay mode. And he might just stay in slay mode. I don't know. I've never actually played against him. Now, the Storybook Woods is a pretty basic map. The Storybook Woods, the main feature that I noticed about Storybook Woods is there is a bridge here, a bridge here, and a bridge here. The bridge is, they're like very hastily made bridges, and as such, the bridge can only have, like, say, 1 extra victim going through. So I can't carry 2 victims through the bridge. I can only take 1. And so as we're going through these particular sections of the map, we can only take 1 victim with us. So right now we are pretty much in the center part of the landmass, but you know, we can take as many of these guys as we can, but it's going to be a pain getting through the bridge. So that's something that, you know, is going to have to be held into account. The other thing I noticed too is that most of the spaces are only connected to like 1 other space. So it's not like I can figure out some sort of a plan of action to, like, you know, escape the killer by going this way, that way. This space, you can only move into this space and that space. This space can only move into this space. Well, this one can move in a couple different spaces. But needless to say that the map itself is going to kind of work against us. There's big spaces, but they're not super connected to each other. The other thing to notice is these little circles with like a brown rectangle in them. If we manage to find the raft, then we can travel along the river, which would help us forego the necessity of crossing the bridge. So we may be able to take a couple more victims with us. I don't know how the raft works just as of yet, but if we come across it, I'm sure the raft card will tell us what to do. We have, it looks like 2 points of escape. One is up here in this corner, and the other one is down here in this corner. Those are the only 2 spaces to escape with. And then there are 3 searchable spaces. We have the Virage up here. Let me fix that. We have Grandma's house down here, and we have the gingerbread house right over here. So let's take a look and see what items we have at these locations. So up in the village, our top card happens to be everybody's favorite, Lucky Rabbit's Foot. We can discard it, increase time by 2, recover health, decrease horror by 1, or move a space. In the gingerbread house, which is this one up here, we happen to have a knife. One-handed item, does 1 extra point of damage. If you have a knife in each hand, you may use both when attacking. And then at Grandma's house, we happen to have another knife. So we know what that does. We have the potential to be able to grab both knives, and I think it might be a good idea to try to grab both. We are close to both. We are closest to Grandma's house, but we could try to make a way up to the gingerbread house to try to grab some stuff up there, grab the knife from there, and then go to Grandma's house, maybe try to rescue some people, or we can just start attacking the big bad wolf. We'll see where we are. As we know, this game likes to throw me some curveballs, and my rules are always smoky hot doo-doo. So that is a plan of action. If you guys can think of something else to do, let me know, and I can try to implement your maneuver. But just remember that my maneuver is the master maneuver. Yours are just okay maneuvers. The final girl that we're going to be using this time around is Gretel. Gretel has 5 spaces to put victims on, increase time by 2, decrease horror by 2, move 2 spaces, recover health, take the long rest action card. But the reason why I picked her is because she has this ultimate power. You may convert a 2 to a star by discarding 3 action cards. And we all know that I happen to roll absolute Dukski at this game. So we might be utilizing that power, assuming I rescue enough victims. But as my current maneuver, I'm of the mind that I'm probably going to ignore the victims for now, while I figure out whether or not I even want to go for that ultimate power. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's the big bad wolf. That is the location. We've seen what items we have. We've seen my final girl. I don't think that there's anything else to go over. So you know what that means, kiddies? The mask is on. The board is set. Let's ring the bell. Let's get it on. All right, let's start the game with an event card. And our event card happens to be the breadcrumb path. What does this do? They took bits of bread and scattered crumbs to lead them home. Choose 2 of the following spaces, the dell, meadow, or clearing. Place a breadcrumb path token on them. You may move between these spaces as if they were adjacent. Only you can use the breadcrumb path, and victims cannot follow you. Okay, so that means the big bad wolf cannot use the breadcrumb path. I can use it to kind of teleport around the board. So there's that. Grab the knives and go furious. I'm not just going to go furious, my friend. I'm going to go fast and furious. I'm going to go Fast and Furious Part 10, because if I go any faster, they'll release that movie and that's the end of the franchise, which they don't want to do. I also forgot the setup. We have the scatter setup, so we've just got people scattered all over the place. So, yeah, I've got one vote for just grabbing the knives and just swinging like a beast, which I think is probably going to be the better way to go. The big bad wolf has 9 hit points. Oh, let's not forget the breadcrumb path. Let's see. We've got the dell over here. We've got the clearing up here. And the meadow. Where is the meadow? Oh, and the meadow is over here. So I think oh boy, that's a tough choice. Do we just put one at the dell and one at the meadow, as that's like the farthest distance to move? Well, no, not really. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're all about 4 spaces away from each other. We could put ooh, okay, so we could put this one here. That'll get us to either the meadow or the clearing. That'll get us out of that location. But we don't want to necessarily get out of there just yet, because we want to search for some items. And they're both real close to an exit point, as they're both 2 spaces away from the exits. But I do think that maybe maybe the clearing and the dell. It's ultimately going to feel like, in my opinion, it's going to feel like no matter which way we go, we're either going to favor the left side or we're going to favor the right side. We can forsake the middle side and just leave these knuckleheads in the middle to kind of fend for themselves. And that might get us, well, that's closer to the exit points. So maybe we want to be closer to the exit points so that we can rescue more victims, as opposed to being able to get out of the center. I kind of like that idea. I do like that idea. So let's go with that. We're going to go with the dell and the meadow, and only we can use the breadcrumbs to, what is that? You may move between these spaces as if they were adjacent. Yeah, so I can basically move to those spaces as if they were next to each other. Okay. That was the first choice. And guess what? I feel like this is the first time in a long time that I've started the game and there is no dead victims before I even start the game. So I'm already feeling very lucky here. So we've got our regular starting off cards: walk, focus, short rest, and a weak attack. And I feel like depending on what we roll, we might want to go towards Grandma's house first. We go towards, it's the closest space. Once you have the first panic, the victims will begin to crowd. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Once they start to panic, they'll all bunch up together, and I feel like getting myself closer to the exit points will be of benefit to be able to rescue them quickly if I'm on one side of the map or the other, and then we can, kind of snake around and grab them. So I'm going to leave the middle the way it is, and then, bounce back and forth between these two. So my first plan of action for this turn for my first turn is I'm going to maybe go to Grandma's house and try to grab the first knife, and then we'll snake our way up to the gingerbread house, try to grab the second knife, and then maybe just take the fight direct to the big bad wolf, unless we feel that we might want to rescue some victims. So that is my current plan of action. We're going to go for a walk. All right, let's see if the dice gods are with us today. Oh, you guys didn't even see that. Look at that. 2 stars. 2 stars. This is not a star, it's a diamond. All right, so we got 2 stars, which means we get to move 2 spaces and decrease time by 1. So we're going to go 1 and 2, and let's pick this individual to come join us over at Grandma's house. And we're just going to leave them there just so that they have some time alone. Now, all right, so we are in Grandma's house. We're starting off strong. Baby, let us do a focus, and we will finish off our turn with the focus. Let's see what we get. Boom! 2 stars again? All right. Well, that means we decrease our horror by 1 and increase time by 2. That puts us at 7 time. Okay. All right. Now we're cooking with butter. I'm doing it with my bro. I'm doing it with my bro. All right. So I think we're done. Let's go into some purchasing of some stuff. Okay, we've got, definitely going to need to get a search card, but I might want to get both of them. 2 search cards, get a sprint card, and then that leaves us with a close call. I know. This is exactly what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm concerned about, is that I'm rolling super good right now, and I've only rolled 2 times, and that's all the double stars I'm going to end up getting for the rest of this game. But don't curse yourself. We're going to do all right. So I'm going to get 2 search cards. I'm going to get a sprint card, and I'm going to get a close call. What this will do, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Best case scenario is we can get ourselves into the gingerbread house in 1 to 2 turns. Or maybe I get 2 sprint cards and 1 search card, and we worry about... No, we'll just stick with what I got. We're going to do that. Okay, so now, Big Bad Wolf turn. Big Bad Wolf, he will target the nearest victim and or final girl, and then he's going to move. Oh, you know what? I didn't even grab my tokies. I don't even have tokens on there. I forgot that one. So, we're going to use this Reese's Pieces because I forgot my token. Okay, so he currently moves 3 spaces. The nearest victim is one of these 2 happy, pappy people. And let's see, because I wrote down, who do we want that to be? Who do we want that to be? Okay, let's see. This is Blake. This is Tizzy. This is Garth and Teresa. This is Nico. Charlize is now in here. This is Drew. This is Naja. This is Robert. This is Amy. This is B. And this is Gray. Okay, so that means he is close to... Oh, I already forgot who that was. Blake, Tizzy, Garth, Teresa, Nico, Charlize, Drew. This is Naja. And this is Robert. Okay. So, Naja and Robert. Do we want the Big Bad Wolf to go towards Naja, or do we want the Big Bad Wolf to go towards Naja, or the Big Bad Wolf to go towards Robert over here? I think the worst case scenario is if the Big Bad Wolf moves in this direction here, only because he's going to be in my way as I make my way up to the gingerbread house. So that means he is in the space with Naja right now. That means Robert right now is safe, so you can put your dookie bricks back up your sphincter, as you will be all right. Now let's see what terror beholds Naja. Move yourself and all victims 1 space towards the Big Bad Wolf. Okay, move yourself and all victims 1 space towards the Big Bad Wolf. Well, that sucks. That puts you there. That puts you there. Robert goes here. This person goes there. There. You move here. You move here. You move there, and you move there. Well, fudgesicles. Okay, so now they're going to attack 3 times, and they kill both of these people. I already forget who they were. We can always go back to the videos and find out. But 2 dead. That increases our bloodlust track. We increase horror by 1, and we reveal the dark power. Dark power is 6 cents. The Big Bad Wolf ignores damage effects from reaction cards such as Retaliate. The breadcrumbs do not disrupt the card because the breadcrumbs only affect the final girl. It does not affect the victims or the Big Bad Wolf. The Big Bad Wolf victims ignore the breadcrumbs. Only I can go into the breadcrumbs. Okay, so 2 dead skis. All right, you know what? I'm gonna put numbers on these because that's how I'm gonna remember who is who. I should have done this from the beginning, but I thought I would remember. And I forgot because my brain doesn't work the way it used to. Okay, so I will now know who is dead and who is alive. Because I have little numbers on the bottom of my meeples so that I can keep track of who's who. Okay, so 5 and 8, that is Nico and Naja. Nico and Naja are both dead. Nico and Naja are both dead. Okay, sorry, Nico and Naja. So the Big Bad Wolf ignores damage effects from a reaction card. So Retaliate will not do any damage to him. The Big Bad Wolf recovers health for each victim killed. He was already at full health, so Big Bad Wolf gets nothing. Okay, that was a good first turn for the Big Bad Wolf. And now everybody is out of the outside. Everybody's inside the freaking bridge area. That's boo-boo. I already hate this. Okay. So, let's see here. The victims died, but we don't have to panic because there's no victims in his space. There's nothing going on during the upkeep. It goes back to us. Okay. All right, who do I have with me? I have Tizzy and Garth, Charlize, and Amy. Tizzy, Garth, Charlize, and Amy are in the space with me. I now have to go back to Grandma's house. So we're just going to have to go for a walk. Go back into Grandma's house. Stupid freaking tarot card. Come closer, my pretty. Come closer. In order to get to the space in the bottom left, only one will cross the bridge with me. That's the special rule of the Storybook Lane. These 3 little bridges, according to the rules, are very hastily made, and you can only take 1 victim across the bridge. So I would have to take 1 victim over here, and it would only be 2 victims that I would be able to rescue, and not 3 victims to the exit. So I still think that I should probably consider my original plan and go for the knives. We'll put the 2 victims who was this Charlize and Amy. We'll put Charlize and Amy over here, and we'll leave Tizzy and Garth where they are, and then I'll snake my way up over here. And Drew is up here by himself, not realizing that his sweetheart has died. Okay, so let's go for a move. I'm gonna get a knife. Okay, 1 success moves us 1 space. We'll move Charlize and Amy back into the back into Grandma's house. Oops, dropped my action cards. Okay. All right, so that decreases time by 1. And now that we're there, let us do a little searchification. All right, we only really want that top card. So even if we fail, we'll still get it. But I believe in us. I believe in us because you believe in me. And because you believe in me, we're going to make this happen. So we just need that top card. Whoops. Well, there's one star. Okay. I'm not going to convert. We're just going to take the knife from Grandma's house. So the knife does 1 extra damage. Beautiful. All right. And we decrease time by 1. Now, we can go for a sprint. If we go for a sprint, we could end up right here. The big bad wolf currently in his slay mode doesn't move. I believe in me. The big bad wolf currently does not move. So he's going to stay where he's at unless a terror card instructs him to move. I will be right next to him. But so will Robert. Robert is also in the exit space. So I think, well, let's see what happens. Let's see what we roll. Let's see what we roll. All right, we got 1 success. I could convert that to move 3 spaces, but 3 spaces will put me in the space with the big bad wolf, which would let me weak attack him. I could convert a close call and a short rest. If I convert the close call and the short rest, we move 3 spaces. That would put us right here. Mobility is obviously very important in this game. So if we end up here, we can weak attack him and hit him for 2 damage. We focus, and then we call it a turn. He will hit me for 1 damage, which I think is a good trade-off. And then we could buy another sprint, because I will only have 3 time. We can buy a guard card. But I think the sprint would be best. So let's do that. Let's discard the close call and the short rest. Let's just see what happens. See what happens. 2 stars. We're going to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go for a weak attack. Oh, that decreases my time. Yes, now we're at 3 time. So let's go for a weak attack. Let's see what happens. We got 1 success. That means we hit him for 1, and I take a damage. So, but we have the knife, so we're going to hit him for 2. Hit him for 2. I lose 1. And that is going to be almost the end of our turn, because we will focus as our last action. We are on number 5 on our focus, and we don't want to roll 1 die. Ooga gaga booga, ooga gaga booga, ooga booga 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 boo. Well, we failed that, so we lose 2 time. I don't have any cards to convert, so oh well, that's fine. All right, back to our planning phase. We have 1 time. 1 time basically means we just buy the close call. That's all we got. So we get our focus and our the walk, close call. There goes my... Oh, wait. I don't want to sell the search card. Okay. So yeah, just the close call is what we get. These all go away. Sprint. That's a bummer. I was hoping to get a sprint card. That's what happens when you start getting overzealous. Okay, so it is now the killer's turn. The killer is going to attack us for 1 damage. So we take 1. Hit me for 1. Now let's see what terror is in store for Gretel. Have some sweets. Place 2 new victims at the gingerbread house. Okie dokie. These 2 victims are going to be Garrett and Beck. Garrett and Beck are at the gingerbread house. Next up, if you are on a search space, you may spend 2 time to take the top item card. Well, boo. Where were you? Like, no, that's fine. Now we play an event card. Okay. That was a nice terror card. Thank you for that. The Woodsman. You probably don't need me, but I'll help if I can. The victim closest to you is now the Woodsman. He will follow you into the killer space. When attacking the killer, the Woodman adds 1 red die for every 3 health the killer has. If you save the Woodsman, double your victim's save bonus. If the Woodsman dies while in your space, decrease time by 3. Okay. The closest victim to me is Robert or Drew. Drew or Robert, one of you is the Woodsman. I am going to go to the gingerbread house. Now, while realistically and honestly, it makes more sense that Robert is going to be the Woodsman. Because, I mean, when you look at Robert and you look at Drew, I just don't see a twink being a Woodsman. But I see a big, burly former Marine being a Woodsman. But I do want that extra die. I think that extra die is going to be fun. And so, okay, well, the public has spoken. Robert is the Woodsman, and you are already on the exit, but I do not have to rescue you. Oh, you're not dead. Okay, Robert is the Woodsman, and that is it for that. No victim was killed. And so there's nothing going on during the upkeep. So, okay. Back to us. I've only got 1 walk card. I've got a close call on me. And we want to get into the gingerbread house with Garrett and Beck so that we can search and get that other knife. And then get the Woodsman with us. So let's do that. We're going to go for a walk. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Take a chance with a blue box gator. Oop. Let's make a peekaboo. Okay. Here we go. Come on, baby. Be a winner. Oh, my Lord. What is happening? What is happening? We get to move 2 spaces. 1 and 2. Let's bring Drew in here with Garrett and Beck just so that he's a little further away from the big bad wolf. So now we are there. We lose 1 time. We are exactly where we want to be. Now we're going to go for a search. All right. Come on, baby. Come on. Well, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Where'd you go? Come back. You've been good luck. I'm just Butterfingers today. Okay. Here we go. Oh, we only need 1 success to get the knife. Here we go. What is happening? What is going on? This is awesome. Okay, so now I take the top 2 cards. Pick 1. So we know that there is a knife, right? We know the knife is in there. We also have some bread. Fresh from the baker's. It was for grandmother, but she'll understand. Discard during the action phase and choose one of the following. Increase time by 3 or move up to 2 spaces. Lame! We want the knife. Yep. We want the knife. Here we go. Now we got 2 knives. I'm so drunk, I'm probably seeing double. That's okay. I got 2 knives. 1 for each of you. So now we're doing 2 additional damage. That's beautiful. Okay, and that took us I think I'm going to... I probably should focus. We are number 5 on the focus. And we're only 2 away from rolling 1 die. So you can make some sandwiches with the bread, but you need a knife to slice it. So let's go for focus. Come on, baby. Give me something good. Give me something good. Give me something good. We're going to close call that. Oops. And we're going to re-roll the blank. Nope. Okay. So we take the fail on that, which decreases our time by 2. Okay. So we've got 2 time and 2 time. What do we got coming? We've got a walk, a short rest, a focus, and a weak attack. We don't have enough time to purchase an attack card, but we could get a sprint or a guard card. I think are our better options. I know, I seem to roll hot smoky dookie when I'm doing the focus, but I fear that I'm going to get screwed because I'm so far on the horror track up over here. But I agree, I probably should stop focusing. It seems to be my Achilles heel here. We have a walk card. Let's get the sprint card just so that we know we can get in that space. Get a guard card. You think guard is more important than a sprint? He's only hitting for 1 right now. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's follow the woodsman's strategy, and we will go with the the elote man is here. Focus. This is why you keep failing your focus, because your focus is on the elote man and not on the game. Okay, so it is now the killer's turn. He is on slay mode, so he's going to target the nearest victim and our final goal and attack, but there's no one in his space, so that's a big miss. Let's see what his terror card is. Place 2 new victims at grandmother's house. Okay, the 2 new victims are going to be Miles and Mariah. Miles and Mariah are with Charlize and Amy in grandma's house. The killer recovers 1 health. Okay. And now we get another event card. This is the most eventful game that I've played. Harmless old woman. The killer is disguised as grandmother, and the victims do not realize it. Any victims in a space adjacent to the killer move into the killer's space. Robert! It's clearly a wolf in disguise. What are you doing? Son of a gun. Help an old woman, my child. Yes, ma'am. Don't mind me. I'm just a woodsman here to protect you. But you saw, you were in a space adjacent to him, so you saw him put his clothes on and still thought, boy, those double bubbles sure look mighty fine to me. Robert. Good God, woman. All special victims are considered victims for the sake of the victim movement and whatnot. They still behave like other victims, save for their special rules. So yes, you would still, in fact, move in that particular situation because you are considered a victim. You're just special victim. Okay, But no victim was killed. You're simply in that space. Now, the good news about this, Robert, is that because you are in there with your axe, my next course of action is to move into that space. With you in there, I get to roll one die. What is it? The victim closest to you now is the woodman. He will follow you in the killer space. When attacking the killer, the woodsman adds one red die for every 3 health the killer has. So we've got 1 die, 2 die. So we'll be rolling 2 additional dice against the big bad wolf. And if we use a weak attack, we hit him for 3. So that'll be beautiful. So I think all in all, you probably were, in your brain, you were like, yeah, don't worry, lady, I will come help you. But really, you were doing the like bait and switch where you moved in there just because you knew you were going to help me. And so now I have to, in my, I now have to get there in order to make your plan work. This is the Robert the Woodsman master maneuver. So let's see if we can get ourselves there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Okay, blow it for good luck. Come on, come on. Give me a blow. Give me a kiss. Okay, good. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, we got 1 star, which means we move 1 space. We don't get there quite yet. We will get there on the next turn. But the problem is that Robert is going to die. Robert is going to die. I don't have a reroll on me. Dang it. Robert! Look what you did. Look what you did. Okay, so I think we should just stop there. Damn, that would have been fun. That would have been fun. But I won't get penalized if you die because you're not in the space with me. I just don't get to use your. I don't have a close call. Remember, I focused and I ran out of time to purchase things. I had no cards in my hand. I used the close call to re-roll that last die on the previous turn. So I believe you're going to be dead, sir. So my apologies in advance. You're dead. You're going to be dead. I have a weak attack, a focus, a short rest, and a guard. And I don't really want to use any of those cards. I feel like I should save them for a conversion. And we have 5 time, which means we can buy another guard card. Or we could buy a Furious Strike and a close call. Which I think is probably going to be... We're going to get a walk and a focus on the next turn. So what we're looking at here is 5 time because all we did was walk. We can get the Furious Strike, which if we get the best result, will do 4 damage. We can get the close call. We still have the weak attack in our hand, so weak attack could do 3 damage. So we can do 7 damage to the big bad wolf on the next turn, minus the fact that we no longer have the woodsman in the space. That sucks. But that's how the cookie crumbles, my friend. You know, you had a good plan in mind, but we did not master your maneuver. That was my only concern about that particular situation, is I wasn't going to get there in time to utilize your ability. Oh well, we're still I think in a good position here. Okay, so killer turn. The killer is going to target the nearest victim and or final girl and attack, which it happens to be the woodsman. Robert is dead.
Ah!
Darn it. Okay, so this goes up 1. He now hits for 2 damage. Now let's see. Okay, all the better to eat you with. The big bad wolf is still in grandma's attire. He's going to target the nearest final girl and her victim, which is me, move, and then attack twice. The big bad wolf recovers health for each victim killed. So he's moving in here, and then he's going to attack me twice. He is hitting for 2 damage. He will kill me if I don't guard this. Oh, crap. Alas, poor Robert. I knew him well, Horatio. Okay. All we need is 1 success. We reduce the damage. I'll take 2. Oh, no. We got a close call. We have a close call. We should reroll both dice. So we'll reduce time by 2. This is why I wasted all my good luck in the first dum-dum rolls. This is what I was concerned about. Okay, there we go. So we ignore all damage, but then the second attack hits me, and I take 2 damage from that. So let's see. That was still the terror card. And then he doesn't gain any health because no victims were killed. No victims were killed, which means there's no panic, nothing during the upkeep phase. Back to us. Okay, so I think our course of action is going to be weak attack, short rest, or rather weak attack, furious strike, and a short rest. And then get some guard cards. So we're going to weak attack first only because if we get 1 success in the furious strike, it ends our turn. So we're going to go weak attack first. Oh, what's this? Close call. Weak attacking first. All right. Okay, we got double conversion. This is why we only need 1. So let's discard both our focuses. We have 2 focuses to convert 1. That gives us 3 damage that we did to him. We get 1 in return, which puts us into adrenaline. So yeah, we hit him for 3. We take 1. So now we're rolling an additional die. Okay, we're rolling 3 dice. So the next course of action is going to be this furious strike. Come on, baby. Come on. 2 stars. 2 stars. 2 stars, baby. Okay, we got 1 star. I've got a short rest and a walk that I can discard to convert that, get a double success, which would hit him for 4. However, we will both be at 1 health. I will have 4 time, which means I can buy a guard card. For the next attack, but if he attacks me twice, I could die. So I think that's what we do. We do that. We convert that. We hit him for 4. That reduces this right here. So he now has 1 hit point. We decrease horror by 1. And that is the end of the turn because I no longer have any more cards in my hand. So we have 4 time. With 4 time, I definitely may need to get a guard card. So we get the guard card. We're going to get a walk on the next turn. I think a close call is probably going to be what we do. I would get the retaliate, but he is immune to retaliate, so we cannot hurt him on the retaliate. Well, the woodsman only adds an extra die. He doesn't do extra damage. He just gives me an extra die for better chances as a success. But I agree. If the woodsman was there, the big bad wolf would be pooping his pants right now. Okay, so... okay. I only got one close call. We got 4 times, so we buy a guard card. Yeah, I don't think that we need to get a retaliate. The guard card and a close call, and we just lose that extra time. That's what I'm going to do. I think we're still in good shape here, but this could end right now. We'll see what happens. And we get an extra die here. Now we're rolling 4 dice. Okay, so killer turn. He is still in Slayer mode. So we are going to get attacked. I only have 1 hit point, but he only hits for 2. So we only need 1 success. Okay, we got 2 success, so we ignore all the damage. Okay. All right. Moment of truth, y'all. Moment of truth. If this is an attack the final girl card, we're toast. And hopefully I've got some health underneath that little token there. So, let's see what happens. I was carried like a rag doll. Move the killer 3 spaces towards grandmother's house, picking up and moving 1 victim with the killer if able. Grandmother's house is down here. So he's going to go 1, 2, and 3. He is in the space with Tizzy and Garth. We have an event card. And our event is the Pied Piper. Out came the children, dancing and skipping merrily to the music. Place the Pied Piper in the village. Any other victims in the same space as the Pied Piper, now or in the future, are killed. Place a Pied Piper in the village. Any other victims in the same space as the Pied Piper, now or in the future, are killed. Okay. Okay. So the Pied Piper is just there. I do live to see another round. Okay. Back up to 6 time. We have a walk card and a close call. I think for now we are probably going to be safe. At least for another turn. He's got 1 hit point. We're going to get our weak attack back on the next turn. We can go for a walk, which would put us here. He's going to kill Garth or Tizzy. Tizzy will panic, which will put her in there, unless a terror card kills Tizzy as well. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's go for a walk. I've got another round to be able to purchase another guard card, so we'll be safe for another turn. Okay, we got 3 successes, so that moves us 2 spaces. 1 and 2 decreases our time by 1. That's all I can do. We've got 5 time. Okay. Now we only need to do 1 damage to the big bad wolf. He's only got 1 hit point. So I'm not going to worry about buying a Furious Strike or a Critical Blow because we're going to get a weak attack back right now. So we get the 2 focuses, a weak attack, a walk, and a short rest. We buy the guard card just in case he comes into our space to attack us. We buy the close call. And 2 more time, I think just the sprint, just in case we need extra mobility. Was there supposed to be a panic when the woodsman was killed? Yes, but there were no victims in the space with the killer, and the victims only panic, or only the victims in a space with the killer are panicked. You don't panic every victim on the board. Then this goes there, and this goes here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that was my planning phase. So it is now the killer's turn. He's going to target the nearest victim and our final girl and attack. The nearest victims are Tizzy and Garth. I think Garth would protect Tizzy and get himself killed, being the gentleman that he is. Sorry, Garth. Garth has died. We increase the horror track. We are now on the location that says panic adjacent victims. So that means Miles and Mariah, Charlize, and Amy are going to panic. If I roll a 1 or a 2, they stay where they are. A 3 or a 6, 3 through 6, and they move in with the big bad wolf. Which, for me, basically just turns that into a big meat shield, because if I remember correctly in the rules, the big bad wolf will attack victims before he attacks the final girl. So let's see Miles. Miles stays where he is. Mariah moves in with the big bad wolf. Charlize, where does she go? Charlize stays where she is. Amy, well, we know where Amy's gonna go. Let's be honest, guys. Amy goes in with the big bad wolf. All right. That's my neighbor. I don't know if you guys can hear him blasting his music as if, it's the last time he's ever going to hear music. Okay. That was just the death of Garth, horror track, panic adjacent victim. We still need to do a tarot card. All right, what do we got? We've got Grandma. Is that you? There are victims. All victims move 1 space towards the big bad wolf. Well, why did I go through all the shenanigans if they're just going to all go into the space with the big bad wolf anyway? Oh, man. Okay, you go up here, you go over here, and then all 3 of you go into the clearing. Boy, there's a party right there. For each victim in the same space or adjacent to the big bad wolf, increase... Oh, wait. Sorry. No, I take that back because we are not in tracking mode. So you 2 go back, you 2 go back, you go back, you go back, you go here, and you go there. We're still the same way. He's in slay mode. For each victim in the same space or adjacent to the big bad wolf, increase horror by 1. So there's 5. I increase horror by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that means we increase this by 2. 1 and 2. He gains a hit point. We lose horror by 2. This goes up 1 and 2. We panic all adjacent victims, but we also increase horror by 1, which increases that. So now we've got this. Okay. So we're going to panic these 2 again. So this is Miles and Charlize. So Miles goes first. Miles moves in. Charlize moves in. Okay, so we no longer have a die for that hit point. We lose a die because of this, but we are still in our adrenaline mode. So we still have 2 dice to roll. Man, that sucked. This is why I freaking always try to increase my horror, because it turns like this. Okay. Well, we still got 2 dice. A weak attack will still do 3 damage if I do 1. Well, first things first, we got 2 focuses in our hand. Let's go for a focus, just so I can get a 3rd die in there. Okay, come on. Just 1 freaking success, please. There we go. Okay, so we increase or decrease horror. Oops, let's go up here. We decrease horror by 1. Decrease time by 1. There we go. Now we're rolling 3 dice. All right. So we need a walk. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got 1 success. That moves us into the space with the big bad wolf. We decrease time by 1. All right. This is where we want to be. So now we're going to weak attack, and let's see if we have mastered the maneuver. We have enough time to be able to purchase another guard card. All right. What did Popeye say to Brutus? Let's do this. Double conversion. Okay, we got 4 cards we can get rid of. Let's get rid of a sprint, a close call, a focus, and a close call. I will keep this short rest in my hand. That's double success. We hit him for 3 damage. That is all the hit points that the big bad wolf has. 1, 2, 3. This is the moment of truth, y'all. Did we master the maneuver? Did we kill the big bad wolf at Storybook Woods? Or do we go another round? What do you guys think? Are we going to go another round? Or do we think this is it? Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Okay, I'm going to have to get a heartbeat sound effect here. Bum, 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 bum. I think I want to get the opening theme song to The Thing. Here we go. He is dead. He has been slain. We have killed the big bad wolf with 1 freaking hit point left. That's it. We did it. He is dead. 1, 2, 3. You're out. We have mastered the maneuver. We basically got revenge for the death of the woodsman. And he only killed, who did he kill? He killed Garth, Naja, and Nico. So we avenged all 4 of you. He only killed 4 and somehow made it up to the freaking bloodlust track as high up as he did. But I'm curious, as is the case. I mean, we didn't even rescue a single victim. The moment I saw the 2 knife cards, I was like, well, we're gonna forego saving victims, and we're just gonna go for the knife and then just go ham on him. But let's see what his finale card was. We were close because we were almost to the point where he was going to just start discarding tarot cards. So his finale is target, final girl, or nearest victim, move, attack, and then target again, move. Each time the big bad wolf moves 1 or more spaces, it recovers health. Oof. Let's see what tarot cards we never got to see. So the next tarot card was going to be the Jaws That Bite. Target's nearest victim, move, increase horror and bloodlust. Target the nearest victim, move, and it... Oh, wait. It's one or the other. See, that's the thing that gets me. It's one or the other. So he would have been in slay mode. He would have just moved and killed somebody. Either way, you're going to increase bloodlust. I would almost prefer him to be in slay mode because I freaking hate the loss of horror. Horror is the worst. Increase in horror. It picked me up and I was helpless. Move the killer 2 spaces toward grandmother's house. Picking and moving. Oh, we already got this one, so I guess we would have gotten it again. That's fun. The Jaws That Bite, same one that we just saw. We would have gotten that one again. And finally, going for a walk today. Place the big bad wolf with the closest victim. He will either kill that victim or bloodlust would go up. I guess not entirely too bad as far as tarot cards go. What else was Grandma hiding in her house? Let's see. Grandma, you had a cage. What does the cage do? You may discard this item to retrieve the songbirds from the item discard pile or from the unused item cards. Okay. I didn't even know. Was I supposed to set those aside? I don't think so. The rules didn't tell me to do that. Flowers may be used once per action phase. If the horror level is 2 or higher, to decrease horror by 1. Oh, just to get you into the green. I see. I was like, that kind of blows. The red cape. For targeting, if there's a tie between you and a victim, the killer will target you instead of the victim. Oh, you become Superman, eh? Interesting. All right. And then we already know that the gingerbread house had the bread, but it also had chicken bones. Spend time to place a chicken bones token in your space. If the enemy enters a space with chicken bones, discard the token and deal 1 damage to the enemy. Ooh, that's nice. Didn't need it, but that's nice. And then we had the songbirds. If the killer is within 2 spaces of you, you may spend 3 time to send the songbirds to attack, doing 3 damage to the killer. Oh, that's cool. But how would I have known where the songbirds were? That's interesting. Like, am I supposed to set that card aside? Okay, we also have a map. The map just lets you look at all the items or something or other. Boring. Woo! Slingshot. 2-handed item from 1 space away, 2 damage. The slingshot cannot modify an action card and must be used without one. It can only be used once per round. Do not discard the slingshot after 2 uses. You may remove a search card in your hand from the game to replenish this item's uses. Oh, that's cool. So you just search all the decks until you find it and then reshuffle the decks? Let's see. You may discard this item to retrieve the songbirds from the item discard pile or from the unused item cards. So if it's not in the discard pile and if it's not in the unused pile, then you don't get to get the songbirds. That's what it sounds like to me. Slingshot's pretty decent. Candy! Discard during the answer to make a horror roll with 5 dice. For each star, choose one of the following. Okay, I see. That's increase health by 2, increase time by 2, move 1 space. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I like the cage, but the songbirds are actually very, very useful. But again, like, I don't know how you would get the song. Like, how would you know where they are? You would look through the entire deck and see what's in them. And I think that the game typically makes it so that you don't look through the item decks. So that way it's a surprise as to what you have in there, unless you've searched and you know what's in those decks. But let me check the parts that we haven't used. There's a pitchfork, a raft, a hatchet, a basket, thorny vines, and the archery bow. So there's only 1 songbirds in the deck. And it was already in one of the search piles. And I don't think that the rules specifically called for... No, that's the big bad wolf. Specifically called for... the setting aside of the songbird. So my assumption is if you had the cage, then you would want to wait until you saw the songbirds either in the discard pile or if you saw it in the item discard section or whatever. But anywho, that was fun. We killed the guy. I'm going to use my bloodlust tracker and eat it because I deserve a reward. So next week is the last feature film, Madness in the Dark, Ratchet Lady in the freaking insane asylum, Wolf Asylum, I think it's called. I always get that confused because of the big bad wolf. Like, why isn't the big bad wolf in the Wolf Asylum? But anywho, we'll fight her next week. That is what, the 10th. I believe I have a physical in the morning, but I should be back in time. Yeah, Herbie Cartman, just do what you want. It doesn't matter. I mean, we didn't need the songbirds. Songbirds were great, but we didn't need them. I'm just curious. Yeah, someone's going to call the game police because I went through and searched all the decks. Again, it doesn't matter. So, Ratchet Lady, next week, same time, same place. 4th of July is tomorrow. We're going to have a barbecue here. We're actually going to celebrate mine, my mom's, and my sister's birthday tomorrow. And we're going to have hamburgers and bacon-wrapped hot dogs and French fries and onion rings. And I think Robert is going to bring a watermelon. At least that's what my dad tells me. But if he doesn't bring a watermelon, that's also okay. We have plenty of food tomorrow. So if you guys don't have fireworks to light and you want to celebrate 250 years of America here at the house, you can. If not, be safe, have fun, celebrate how you will, and don't burn yourself. Oh, a big watermelon. Good. Thank you guys again. I love you all. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, heroes. And we'll see you next week.